one image is equivalent to speak more than maybe a 15 to 20 minutes talk. And gradually we'll be having some videos as well. I'll be showing you how the technology is grabbing our entire lifestyle. Okay, so what maybe 10 or 15 years earlier we were not in a position to understand. That means how the world is approaching. Okay, so I do guess that after this talk, you'll be able to understand what exactly the phases we are going on, what are the current innovations those are going on in computer science and applications. Okay, so keeping in mind of your base and foundation, I have made things maximum possible simpler. Okay, so that every one of you can grab it, every one of you can understand it. What I'm going to talk. Okay, so let me present my let me present the presentation now. Uh, And before that, I just have a humble request to all the participants. If you can mute yourself so that the unnecessary noise that cannot come and disturb the others. Okay. So let me share the screen now. Yeah, just a second. Okay. So I guess it is visible. Professor Mukherjee,
Yes,
is it
sir. Yes,
visible?
sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you so much. Yeah. So my topic today is digital age and blockchain of things. It's really absolutely a game changer. Digital age. Why we are talking this age means the era or the age what we are continuing. That is digital age because you know everything whatever we do in most of the cases somehow by any from any spheres you'll be thinking that we are digitally connected. Okay, most of us, most of the persons as participants here, you all will be here, you all are definitely be connected through social networks and other things. Okay, so digital age has already come up, okay, and how the blockchain and IoT, those very newer, comparatively newer concepts, how those are actually grabbing the market, actually influencing the entire research and development uh, currently. Okay, so that is the intention of this talk. Let me go for the uh, okay. So it's basically digital is we have found that it's data explosion. See, everyone is generating, every one of us, everyone means I'm talking about everyone who is digitally connected. Everyone is, generating so much of data, right? So you cannot imagine. Like or if you go for Facebook or Instagram, whatever, in your Facebook, if you like or share something, suppose you are sharing some image or sharing some content to all the your friends, all of your friends. So what happens now? Your data, what your picture, what you are sharing, that is made available to each and every one of your friends. So what exactly happens? You might have say 1,000 friends in your Facebook. Okay, so by one click, you are generating the data to make it available to all of your friends. So what exactly happens here is that your data, you're the single person using one click. Okay, 1,000 others are getting that data. That means 1,000 others Facebook accounts are populated with one picture. So if your picture is having some size,
Just I
if
am
your picture is
interrupting. It's just sir. Just sorry for interruption. Shumon Kollan, you were presenting it. Just you first you remove you are leave the group and then rejoin. You have clicked on present now. I'm requesting everyone, please do not click on present now. সুমন কল্যাণ তুমি প্রেজেন্ট নাওতে ক্লিক করেছো, আমার কথা বুঝতে পারছো সুমন? প্রেজেন্ট নাওটাতে ক্লিক করেছো, তুমি গ্রুপটা থেকে বেরো, দিয়ে জয়েন করো। দেখো তোমাদের আমি ওই ডিপার্টমেন্টাল গ্রুপে আমি দেখো পাঠিয়েছি লিংক, আবার ওখান থেকে আবার জয়েন করো। তুমি আগে মানে লিভ করো গ্রুপটা। সুমন কল্যাণ আমার কথা বুঝতে পারছো? কোথায় গেল? ওকে, remove করতে হবে মনে হচ্ছে। সুমন কল্যাণ এই যে স্যার আপনি আরেকবার প্রেজেন্টেশনটা প্লিজ again present your screen, otherwise it will not be visible to others. Sir, Anirban sir, Anirban sir,
Okay, okay.
Anirban sir, yes sir.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay, okay sir.
yes, yes,
Yes,
yes.
you
Yes,
please
yes, yes.
again
Yeah,
start your
I'm
presentation. Yes
presenting
sir.
once more.
Sorry for interruption.
Yeah, sure. Okay, I guess it's
Yes,
visible.
yes sir, yes sir,
I
yes
guess
sir.
it's visible. Okay. So I was telling on that digitally we are so much connected and so much involved uh, that data explosion has come. So the point of concern is that if you have huge amount of data, how to manage and how to deal with that very data, that becomes a very great concerns. But where from the data is actually being generated so much that we need to look into. And IoT, which what it says that Internet of Things, I'll be coming into detail on that. That is one of the major reasons. That is means the availability or the presence of IoT is actually the reason most of the data we can get. Okay, along with social networks, except the social networks, IoT is one of the avenues where from we can get so much of data. Okay, so data explosion that has come already, and you can see here I'm telling you that 44 gigabytes. Okay, we have I think you do have the idea of idea of the bit byte concept as you are going for computer science. You might have the digital electronics part, or might have the I know. So 44 zettabytes. I'm coming into that detailing. That data has already okay. So let me just tell you that what is the amount of data. If I say 44 zettabytes, it means 1000 to the power 7 bytes, 10 to the power 21 bytes, we can say. Okay, and this is the byte. Okay, you can understand. Okay, 1 million petabytes, 1 billion terabytes, and 1 trillion gigabytes. So we can easily understand that by 2020, which year we are currently running, we are actually loaded with hell and hell of the data. Okay, we have hell lot of data. Those are present in today's world. Okay, so now that is a factor. We'll be discussing this in subsequent slides. Now I need to tell you something regarding the digital revolution, what has already started from 1990s. Okay, so first in 1990, one broadcasting that has happened for World Cup. Okay, that was the first time you can see the public digital HDTV broadcast. That was the first digital broadcasting that has happened in 1990 World Cup. Okay, and those are played in only 10 theaters of Spain and Italy, right? So that was the first time the digital broadcast has made in Spain and Italy for only 10 theaters. Okay. Now, if you go for 1989, you have seen that you can see that 15% of all households in USA they were having personal computer. So in 1889, only 15% of the households they are having computers, and by 2000, means 11 years later, that 15% has raised up to 51%. That means more than half of the residents of USA they were having computers, personal computers at their home. Okay. Now, if we come after 2000, that means after millennium, we have seen that there are so many different types of cell phones. You might have experienced all these, or maybe your, you know, maybe your parents, or maybe the other people who were there in 2005, 2006. At that very time, people used to use those type of mobile phones. Okay, so later on, by late 2005, the population of internet that has raised up to 1 billion. Okay, and worldwide it was 3 billion people, okay, who were using that cell phone. I'm talking about 2010. So by 2010, might be 3 billion of people they were actually using cell phones. Now, after 2010, the situation was radically changed. You have found that nowadays we are getting so many different colorful smartphones with us, right? By 2012, you can see that 2 billion of people used internet, and that was just twice the number that was in 2007. And by 2016, actually, by 2016, half of the world population they were connected through, uh, we can say digitally or through mobile phones. Rather, you can say smartphones. Okay, so this is the digital revolution we have got so far. And if you go for the summarize, if you can summarize it, by 1990, okay, only 0.5% of the world population, they were the internet users, right? And 0.25 percentage of world population that were cell phone subscribers in 2000, in 1990s. Okay, gradually it has raised 19% of the world population for cell phone in 2000. Okay, and 11 percentage of world population by 2002. 2010 it has raised 68%, and 2016 it's very very important. But by 2016 we have seen that half of the world almost they are internet users. 49.5% of the world population that has they are using internet right now. So that is the digital revolution that has come. If we consider that 600 or 700 crores of people reside in this earth, we can say that 49.5% as per the data of 2016. Okay, so now in 2020 uh, you know you can have the value as 62% approximately. Okay, so 62% of the people to whom the digital penetration has already have come up. Okay, so we can understand we are actually dealing with so much of data. So it's a large set of data. We can consider, we will come to the big data concept, and ultimately that 70% of the industries, they are going to move towards this artificial intelligence. Okay, I'll come to this artificial intelligence a little later on. Okay, to manage all this data, to see the trends, might be uh, you know to understand what exactly is the scenario, what exactly is the market, to go for statistics and other business intelligence. For doing all these business processes, uh, they are going to sit to artificial intelligence, or you can say, rather you can say the big data analytics gradually. Okay, so you can consider yourself as a data bank. So let me tell you, if you as a person, as a human being, you are carrying your mobile phone, can you imagine that what data, how much of data you are actually generating? When you are working, you can understand when you are working, your GPS location is changed every minute. Okay, or every moment you are working, or you are running by car, you are riding a bike, whatever. Okay, every time your location gets changed, right? So some data what was associated with you, your location, that is getting changed. That is one. Secondly, suppose you are walking, so how many steps you have walked so far, so that is already that can also be generated. Okay, so along with so many things. Suppose you are generating some data through your social networks also. Suppose you are going to your college, and while going, you are say using your Facebook or Insta account, and sending some message or something to your friends. You are calling somebody. So everywhere, every time, you can understand that you become one data generator as a single person carrying one smartphone. Okay, So you are actually the data bank. You can consider yourself as a data bank, right? Now we'll come to a real life scenario where you'll be finding that suppose you have been established already, okay, after your education, and you are established in a very good place, and suppose that you are residing in a multiplex, in a good sorry, in a good home, where a smart home we can consider. Suppose you are off to office, you are not in your office right now. You are just about to way to your home, okay, and you have turned on the AC, right? After reaching home, you have turned on the AC, and you can set the temperature of your AC, maybe 16 degree or something, okay, and you are relaxing. Okay, if the scenario becomes like this, that after returning from your work, you have reached your home, and that is a furnished one, okay, and after reaching home, you have switched on your AC, okay, and as your desired temperature is maybe 16 degree or 17 degree, you are setting that using a remote, and you are relaxing, okay. So can anybody find any problem here? Okay. I guess I guess there is no problem because someone is coming from his office, his or her office, and if he or she can see that, okay, after reaching home for relaxing, okay, somebody is switching on the AC and relaxing. Okay, so there is no problem. There should be, but everything is definitely all set. But there is some problem if the scenario is something different. What if the scenario could be better? Okay, what if your car is 10 minutes away? Suppose you were 10 minutes away from your home, okay, then you are using your mobile device. What you can do, you can make your AC, that is your home, that is 10 minutes of away of your journey, okay. You switch on the AC. At that very moment, what will happen? If you press the button, it will be switched on, and you will be reaching your home, and you will be getting that 16-degree temperature as soon as you reach there. So what happened earlier? You reached home, you have started your AC. It will take some minutes to cool, and then you are getting the comfort, right? But what if it will be happening 10 minutes earlier from your car, if you're able to switch on your AC, so that the room will be set for 10 minutes or 15 minutes with the temperature what you were deciding for, and ultimately you are reaching there, and after reaching at your home, you'll be finding a cool place where you can go and immediately you can relax, immediately you can get the comfort. Okay, so the point is very simple, that if this 10 minutes earlier, if you can manage your AC to work, that is the extra benefit you are getting. Okay, so this is basically the task that is being done through IoT, right? So what will happen whenever you are in the car, you can see the curve where from, okay, you can see that I need to reach, I'll reach my home by 10 minutes. You just send some message to your AC, okay. Okay, so your mobile device will be instrumental here to send the message to AC. Okay, now AC will be connected to some cloud. I know you have a little idea about cloud because last day Professor Bua was also telling about cloud. So you'll be connected to the cloud, and you'll be taking all the relevant information what you were asking for, what the settings you are asking for the AC. So ultimately, from the dashboard, your AC will be setting the temperature, right? Your AC will be setting the temperature, and it will be on. So gradually, what will happen? As soon as you reach, you will see that your AC has become on, and the room temperature has already set as per your desired temperature. Okay, so this is the way, you know we can have a better comfort by using IoT. Okay, so you'll be finding that AC is on after reaching. you'll be finding the AC is on, right? And you are getting the good comfort and you will feel like a chill. Okay, so this will be your mode. So what is the technology behind this? It's already I have discussed that from your location, so there will be a global positioning system, that is a GPS, through which you can actually understand from any particular location that what is the distance you need to reach at your home. Okay, so you can understand that okay, I need 10 minutes to reach, so by the 10 minutes my AC can be on, so I should send some message to my AC. Okay, and AC will be connecting to the cloud, and cloud after that the respective settings what you are asking for, that very settings will be faced from here, and your AC will be on and you will be cheering after reaching home after 10 minutes. Okay, so this is the scenario what happens, right? Now we should go for the basic ideas about the computational trends what we have already we have experienced earlier days when the pre-computer era was there. You can understand the postal boxes and all, right? It was actually H to H, means human to human. Like some postmen would have been there. Some postmen will be, collecting all the letters what you have posted here. You have kept here. You have put it here. Okay, so those very letters, those were taken from these very post boxes, and those are physically those are being sent to the addresses what were which were written on the letters, right? So that was the pre-computer era. Later on, we have two cases: human being to machine and human being to machine for wired and wireless kind of computing area. Okay, so wired computing area, you can see we have already experienced earlier that we have the idea of LAN and everything. So wired computing era we have already seen, and wireless computing era we are experiencing nowadays. Okay, and machine to machine. This is the wide web. Using that, we are actually connecting machine to machine, right? Now we can tell you the idea of the industry 4.0. What industry is thinking? No, earlier industries were taking people as an employee to work for to develop for some softwares and all, right? Nowadays, so that was a H2M, that was human to machine. Human beings were there to develop softwares or develop web applications or applications for the industry. Okay, that was some generation where human beings were associated in developing so many softwares or applications, right? uh, with the help of the machine. Machine means computer here. We are considering computer here. Now, Industry 4.0, that is a newer generation that is telling that human beings are not exactly required to go for these type of activities. Rather, a machine that will be deciding what is to be done, and that machine will be instructing some another machine to do the things work. Okay, so that is M2M, that is machine to machine. That means let me repeat it once again, that a machine will be appointed for doing some work or for instructing some work to some another machine. So I was talking about the term artificial intelligence. So through that, what might happen that one machine that will be efficient enough or intelligent enough to instruct some another machine to work, right? So that is our machine to machine communication. Okay, so like this, we can consider one example. Like say everyone is having your water tank at your top of your roof. Your rooftop. Suppose you are having some water tank. Okay, so if we install one IoT based information, sorry, IoT is Internet of Things, and I'll be coming to this. So if I go for one IoT based device there, what will happen? That your device is a machine, and your machine is instructing the pump, which is also a machine. Okay, if the water level is already reached, if the water is filled in the tank, your IoT device, that is a machine, your machine will be instructing or giving order to the pump okay, order to the electrical connection to off it. Okay, so that means you can understand that using IoT, what exactly we are doing, we are installing one machine there, that is IoT, one IoT based machine that is instructing some another machine to stop because the water is filled right now. Okay, so as the water is filled right now, it is not see, if the switch is not off, ultimately the overflow will be done and your water will be wasted. So for doing so, so this is actually the idea of industry 4.0. Okay, so it's machine to machine communication that has already been uh, already has come now. Okay, now we are going for the basic idea of Internet of Things. Internet, everybody knows nowadays. It's generally you can say net. Okay, Internet, we know it's basically a network of physical object. Okay, sorry, it's a network. Internet means it's a collection of machines, okay, collection of some host machines together. And using IoT, what you need to do is we need to connect to all the things. Now the things might be anything. Things might be your pen, your micro oven. The things might be your car. The things might be your fan. Okay, might be some electronic gadget. Might be your software. Might be anything. Might be a tractor. What is used in in the fields for plowing. Okay, and most of you are from Mahishadal. Okay, you'll be having hell lot of you know what should I say, paddy fields, right? So in the rainy season, the tractors go on. Now we can manage through IoT to make the tractor on, and using a GPS tracker, using IoT, what you can do now, we can make the tractor run without a man. So unmanned service can be installed here. So the tractor will start from one particular location of your paddy field, and it can go up to the end of your paddy field, your field, okay, and it will turn on. It will turn. You will make a U-turn because you need to go, uh, you know, to a line, following a line, and it will come back and again go, again come back. Okay, so following which the tractor will plow the entire field. Okay, so this very thing, when the tractor will be on, when it will be off, if the plowing is done, if the in Bengali we can say it's langol. Okay, we do it using tractors. Okay, so the tractors can also be managed so that you can start from one particular end of your paddy field, and it can plow the entire field and then it can stop. Okay, we can set the timer and everything. So even if you are enjoying at your home and using your mobiles, you can easily manage your tractor in your field. Okay, so the tractor will do the plowing by its own, and after that it will give you some feedback. Okay, okay, Mr. X, we have already completed the plowing in the field. Okay, now you can take me to you. So you can go and you can collect the tractor. Otherwise, it is also possible to make your tractor to back to your home. Okay, if the proper direction is given to the tractor following the specific route towards your home from the paddy field. So actually technology has come up to that very extent nowadays. So what I used to I'm telling about that Internet of Things means association or amalgamation of internet into everything. Everything means everything. You can connect it to anything. Have I discussed? I have discussed already. It can be connected to everything, whatever you want. Okay. So actually, some of the if you go for the uh, internal things of the IoT devices, okay, there will be some of the components like you'll be having electronic devices, you'll be having softwares, some sensors, right, and the network connectivity. Okay, see everything it works on network infrastructure, that is internet infrastructure, that is very essential to work with IoT. Okay, And sensors are also important. Why sensors are important? Suppose you are going to plow, your tractor is going to plow, and it will see some you know some unwanted object in front of it. Suppose some very one very big rock is there in front of the tractor. Somehow it has identified that one big rock is there, so tractor will not go to if that rock is there, it's not possible for the tractor to overtake it. Okay, so it will stop then. That means some sensors will be there that will check that whether before at the fronter side of the tractor, there are some objects. There should not be some objects like rock, like something obstacle that should not be there. If something is seen, it will be automatically stopped. Okay, so for inspecting this or for understanding this, what is required? You need the sensors. The sensors will actually sense that whether 5 meters or 10 meters in front of the tractor, okay, everything is clear or not. If everything is clear, then it will go for plowing the field. So that is a general example I have given. And the network connectivity is obviously be important because you being a remote place, being present at the remote place, you are managing your device. Okay, so that's what everything is actually associated with the network connectivity. Network infrastructure is has a pivotal role here. Okay. Now, what is the hype? If you see the hype of IoT, you can see I'm talking about 2014's data. You can see IoT is on top. There are so many other technologies, other innovations. Those were there in world scenario, but IoT has grabbed already the top of all these, as well as the data we can get from 2014. Okay. Now, this is very important one. You can see that the number of things means anything, as I told you, it can be anything. Okay, so we are actually associating internet with everything. It can be your home, it can be your cycle, it can be your bike, it can be uh, your your pen, it can be anything. Okay, so by 2003, you can see the scenario was like this. By 2010, okay, so things are actually in bluish bluish color. Okay, and these are the people of earth. Okay, so how gradually it is going. By 2020, it has raised up to 50 billion. Okay, and by 2030 in connection, we'll be having 7 billion of people and 7 trillion of things will be connected. So that means uh, after a few years down the line, you'll be finding that everything is connected with everyone and everything, right? So everything will be connected with everyone. Okay, so the major characteristics is a very large scale. There will be heterogeneity. Okay, the computing and communication technologies are actually embedded with our environments, right? So the baseliner is very simple, that we will arrange the internet to be associated with our all appliances. Everything. Everything means everything. We can associate internet with everything, and we can manage it from a different place, from a remote location. We can manage. Okay. Suppose you can consider that one person at your home might be your grandfather or grandmother. He or she is maybe in ailing condition. He or she is ill, right? So if you want to manage the temperature of your AC, should be up to a certain change. If you want to change the AC, being at your office or at your college, whatever. Okay, so using your device, you can actually manage it. You can actually manage, so that you know that person who is there at your home, he or she can have the proper feel, proper comfort, right? And I was talking about the different sensors. Those are like this. Okay, there are different sensors. Those are like your proximity sensor. Okay, temperature sensor. There are so many sensors. Those are available in market, and you can also make it as well. So there are so many sensors. Those are associated. Those can be framed separately, and those are already some of the sensors. Those are available in market, ready-made. Okay, so that can be bought or that can be made to make our IoT applicable, make our IoT based devices run. Okay, and we are second. Okay, and this is the already connectivity we have discussed. That I'm not going to the detailing part because I'm going for the very superficial areas, considering most of the students in this group. Okay, you might have learned about WAN, MAN, and LAN. There are different types of networks. Okay, so using those very networks, the infrastructure is made so that being at a remote location, you can connect to your desired location. Suppose you are at college and you want to connect with your home appliances, right? So how could you do? How could you do? So this can be used using internet infrastructure, right? Like one very simple example we have experienced that suppose at 5 a.m. At dawn, all the street lights gets switched off because sunlight has come already. So that can also be framed using IoT devices so that by one by one click being a remote location also, you can manage the street light so that it can be off, okay, at a particular time. And at a particular time in the evening, you can also switch it on, right? So, and there are several people and processes. Okay, actually, the network inputs can be bidirectional systems. It's basically we are integrating data, people, process. You need to understand this very well. That for having a decision making, we need to integrate the data. We need to integrate the people, process, and the system. Okay, so what are the examples we have given? You can understand one thing. Somewhat data is connected here. Data itself a plural term. So data are actually connected, actually generated. Data are generated. Okay, based on the data, people are taking some decisions, and some processes continue, and the internet infrastructure is there to to connect with the things from your particular place. I'll be showing you some video. You'll be understanding how the things are going on nowadays. Okay, so these are like your smart thermostats. It's basically saving some of the resources you do have. Like your AC is on. Suppose your AC is on and somebody is out, so it will be detecting that if somebody is not there in the room, so the AC will switch off. Like nowadays, you have seen that Ola, Uber, those very particular uh, particular companies. They are already giving us the service so that you can track everything. If you are going for subscribing the service of Ola or Uber, what you can do, using your mobile, you can actually connect, and you can do everything. You can hire the car. You can that the car will come to you using GPS locations, right? You can avail the car, and ultimately you can pay the bills as well, right? So there are so many this type of applications we do have. I'm not going to that much detail. Okay. and it is actually IoT is quickly advancing toward the diversified applications like home appliances, your home consumer transportation, the mobility of the transport, your body, your healing process, your healing process, actually the boon or the blessings of IoT we can get nowadays, right? And this is a very eyes of your city. Okay, so there are so many different problems you can find, and those can be we can give some help or we can give some aid to the society using IoT. Maybe it's crime, maybe it's drainage, maybe some traffic issues, right? Might be some pit holes. Those are that is within one, you know, one route. Okay, there will be so many. There might be your pre-disaster or post-disaster management, post-disaster management. So everywhere you'll be finding IoT is having some role. See, ultimately, the basic idea is you need to send the information to the particular person or the particular to the concerned authority so that the routes can be tracked. If some places in your city or in your downtown areas, you'll be finding there are so many problems that can be solved. Okay, now I have already mentioned two. Okay, one is that will be the based on totally the network infrastructure. Okay, some processing will be there, some information processing or data processing will be there. There are so many things like your search engine, smart decision making, those are done. And you'll be having overall an integrated application to get a smart building, to get a smart grid or logistics, okay, a smart transport system like this. So the idea is one part is definitely the sensors that will be sensing what the problem that lies, okay, then that is that very information that is sent to the concerned authority, okay, through the network infrastructure. Okay, so that network construction is also a very important one in terms of implementation of your IoT, right? So and ultimately at the end you are getting one integrated environment where our things are connected with internet, okay, and we the users of IoT devices we can take the better decisions, okay, and the perspective is like anytime, any place, anything, okay, that can be connected. That might be your example. You can say it's a smart shopping carts, okay. So nowadays you'll be having if you go to big bazaar or this type of malls, you'll be finding that people will be with the RFIDs and they are just showing that actually there is one coding, barcoding, okay, that is tagged, and ultimately your billing is done by that way. So that is also one application of IoT you can consider. And you can have the smart refrigerator also, where if some items, some fruits or something that is kept within the refrigerator, if that is not up to the mark right now, not up to the uh, that has already expired its date, okay, some fruits are there that has already about to be spoiled, okay, so that can be tracked and that information will be sent to you, okay. So some other examples I just want to tell you. So let's go for one video. It will be really interesting how the things are actually going on here. You can easily able to understand how the things are going on. You see, I'll be showing you one thing that is a smart home device, how the lifestyle that has already grabbed. Just try to Okay, am I audible now?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, we have already seen that in a smart home, a smart family, how every one of them, every member of the particular, uh, you know, the particular home, you have seen how they are connected digitally to everything. You can understand by seeing that the refrigerator window that was that was not closed properly, and the notification has gone to mobile, and the boy is coming back to start it. Okay, and so every information is getting to you, and so ultimately you can see now everything is tracked properly. Okay, even if even if the system is so much improved, IoT based systems, okay, it can remember last year how many goals the boy have made. Okay, when he is going to play, ultimately he can see, he can check, okay, last year that at a particular time I have made 3 goals or 2 goals. Okay, so I should perform my best. So like this we have undergone very uh, interesting themes, but from this particular uh, video. And along with this, let me go for one uh, another thing. Let me tell you, using IoT, is now the ambulance service. See, every one of you are, most of you are at Mahishadal right now. Now you can understand how, if one patient, if he or she is there in the very remotest part of, say, Nandigram, or maybe some other very very remote rural village, if how he or she can be placed to the hospital. Okay, suppose he or she needs to go for needs to send to a very uh, state general hospital or something, right? So how that can be done, how the immediate actions can be taken using IoT. I'm showing some another example so that you can understand the how using drones and IoT devices, how one person or one gentleman or lady, if he or she is not feeling well due to heart attack or something, how the immediate or emergency services that can be made available. So let me show you another one. So please follow this. I think it will be also be acceptable to you.
It's my dad. I think he had a heart attack. Please help. He's not breathing anymore.
Please stay calm. What's your name?
Joanna.
Good, Joanna. We've got your location. The ambulance drone is on its way. Remove his top shirt to uncover his torso.
Okay.
Great. Can you go to the nearest exit? The ambulance drone is almost there. I'll be talking through the drone now, so you can put down the phone. Now please pick up the drone. You're doing great. Pull the green bit. Now place the pads on your father's wrist. Good. I can see that the pads are properly applied. Joanna, please stay clear of your father. We'll take it from here. Okay, so what I was trying to tell you that the ambulance drones are now already established, already that is grabbing the market nowadays. Now, if these type of incidents happens, ultimately IoT what it does actually, see the drone what you have seen that I don't know whether you have the idea of drone or not. It's basically a small helicopter type, uh, a small device that can fly using some propellers. Okay, so that is bringing you the proper medication or proper medical services so that you can get the better benefit at hand. Okay, and the instructions are given and some camera is there, so automatically the persons, the representatives from hospital, or you can say the doctors, they can see you, they can see the video of the how you are placing that particular device to your uh, to this. In this video we have seen how the particular device is actually placed on the chest. Okay, so accordingly the instructions are coming. So where, see, the drone should know what is the particular place where it should fly. Okay, yes, so that very part and the information sharing part, those part are actually part of the IoT. Okay, so ultimately the GPS tracking is obviously we here, obviously we employed here so that the drone can understand at what particular location the patient is lying, right? So like this, you'll be having a hell lot of applications and everything, you know, that is now actually boosting the research areas in computer science. So IoT has actually made a very pivotal role now for generating, for creating so many devices. Okay, so Professor Mukherjee, I was thinking to go for a little bit of blockchain. So is it permitted?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes, sir. Huh.
okay. Thank you, thank you.
Okay,
So
okay.
let me just go for the last one. What is actually very, very important to know.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
So the
Okay,
last
sir.
one,
Okay.
how the IoT works. So you see another one, what
We have all heard of the term Internet of Things or IoT. As it is becoming an increasingly growing topic of conversation, let's try and understand what exactly is Internet of Things. You may be watching this video on your PC or phone and it is connected to the internet. Internet on your device could be connected through broadband or Wi-Fi. Simply put, this is the concept of basically connecting any device with an on-off switch to the internet. There is people-to-people connection, there is people-to-machine connection, and then we have machine-to-machine connection. Internet of Things or IoT refers to billions of physical devices around the world that are now connected to the internet, collecting and sharing data. As the price of processors and wireless networks go down, technology is becoming cheap and penetration of smartphones are skyrocketing. It has become possible to turn anything into a part of the Internet of Things. It is like adding a level of digital intelligence to the devices that would allow them to communicate with a human being or with another machine. And that's not all. According to reports, there would be more than 26 billion connected devices by 2020. That's a lot of connections, isn't it? But why on earth do we need so many connected devices? Let's take another example. Mike has to go for a morning meeting. His alarm clock wakes him up at 7 a.m. and notifies the coffee maker to start brewing coffee. When he goes to take a shower, the geyser was already notified and warm water was available for Mike, saving his time. Mike's car is connected to his calendar and tells him to take the best route to avoid traffic. If the traffic is heavy, his car might send a text to another party notifying them that Mike will be late. The Internet of Things can be applied to transportation, production, smart cities, and many other projects, saving us energy, time, and reducing waste. We are yet to completely understand how Internet of Things will impact our lives. What would be the opportunities and challenges that will come with it? For now, the best thing that we can do is to educate ourselves about Internet of Things because IoT storm is here to stay and the new rule of the future is going to be anything that can be connected will be connected.
okay, so I guess this is this much on IoT. I have already wanted to, make you understood because it's a very. I understand it's whatever I have said. This is a very very superficial ideas. I have not gone for even the very technicality because I guess that will be a little uh, that will not be that much acceptable to all the students who have just um, thriving for that BCA or BC Computer Science. Okay, so this was from my end for IoT, and I would like to go for a very simple idea about blockchain. Okay, so that you have the basic understanding on all these, and ultimately you can go gradually advancements. Okay, so one second. Okay, I'm going for the blockchain. Before going to blockchain, we should have one simple storyline. Like, suppose there are 10 people, okay? There are 10 people in one room, suppose 10 of your friends, and you have decided to make one separate currency, okay? Separate currency means separate, it's not like rupee or it's not like dollar or something. It's a separate currency, okay? Separate coins you are dealing with, suppose. So they have to follow the flow of funds, and one person, let it be Bob, and he has decided to keep a list, maintain a diary how the dealing is going on. Okay, so I'm telling you the background. 10 people are sitting in one particular classroom, suppose. Okay, on that, okay, everyone have the we are going to the intention is to go for generating one newer currency. Okay, now there are so many people, so many of the 10 people, Bob is there, who have decided to keep the record. So Bob is the person who is keeping the record of all the actions in the diary. So what are the actions? Like Anne is one of their friends and gave 3 coins to Mary. Okay, so Anne, Mary, Jack, Adam, Bob. These are 5 members, and another five are there. Okay, so Anne gives five 3 coins to Mary. Mary gives 5 coins to Jack. Jack gives 3 coins to Anne, and gave 1 coin to Adam. So this is the way it continues. Okay, and Bob is there. So you can consider this is the diary of Bob. Bob is maintaining the record here in his diary. Okay. Okay. So next, what happens? Jack Jack, one of their friends. This is Bob's diary where everything is written. Now Jack is one of the team members. Jack decided to steal some money. Okay, so everyone is dealing with some coins. Okay, now Jack decided to steal some money. What will happen to hide this? What Jack has done? Jack has changed the entries in the diary. So the diary that was maintained by Bob very well, and that is changed. Okay, Jack has changed his name, and it has written Jack has written some other's name. Okay, so in the Bob's diary, Jack has made some mischief. That is, he has changed some name, and his intention was to steal some money. Now what happens? Bob noticed that someone has interfered in the diary, because it's very possible something is striked out. Okay, so Bob understands that something that is done by someone of the team. Okay, because the diary is available to everyone. The diary is available to everyone, but Bob is you know keeping the records there. And as that is changed, ultimately Bob has understood that some interference has made. So what happened? He decided to stop this from happening. So Bob decided that okay, someone is trying to steal my money, steal our money. So we shouldn't allow this, right? So he found one program, what is called hash function. Hash function. I think you have a little idea of hash function because sorry, hash function is something I'll be coming into detail. It actually generates some bit streams. It might be combination of so many characters of numeric, alphanumeric. Some characters might be there. Everything. It's a very larger stream of data you can consider. Stream of characters we can consider. Okay. So that is being generated for every transaction that is being done. So what is done here? Bob found a program of hash function and turns the text into set of numbers and letters as below. Okay. Suppose one text that is written as cat, and for cat, the respective hash that is generated through some program that is like this. It's a large bit stream. We can consider large string here. Okay, so and it is combination of anything. It's a combination of alphanumeric things. Okay, so one hash that is associated with when one particular text is written or string is written, one hash is generated. Okay, so this particular hash is associated with cat, right? A white cat is outside, the hash is changed, the hash is changed, the white cat is inside. That means the change is what we do now. The outside is changed into inside. Okay, you see the hash code what was there, that has changed. Okay, the white cat is inside, the white spelling is mistaken here. Okay, even for that the hash code is changed, right? A white cat is inside, e is missing there. That means the text is changed. That means that if we go for even a minimal change, then and also the string associated with this that will be changed. Okay, so what happens then? What happens then? A hash function is, let me tell you, it's a mathematical function that takes a variable number of characters and converts it into a string with a fixed number of characters. Okay, even a small change in the string can create a completely new hash, right? So we have the text like Anne gave 10 coins to Mary. Okay, Mary. So the respective hash code that is generated for this is this one. This is the hash code that is generated. It's a larger string that is generated along with the text that is Anne gave 10 coins to Mary. Like this is another statement, another string we can consider. Mary gave 5 coins to Jack, and for this respective string, suppose one hash code is generated that is like this. Okay, so what was earlier, let me tell you, this was the diary, and what we have made for each and every statement, we have added one hash code here. So you can see here, that for one particular sentence or string, we have one hash code that is created. And even if you change a simple on the string, like Anne gave 10 coins to Mary, if you want to change something here, the hash code will be changed. Automatically that will be changed. Okay. So actually the hash code is generated whenever you are going for any change into the text, what you have given. Okay. Now Jack, who had the intention to, to change to steal the money, so he decides to change the entries again. Okay, so at night, what he did, he got the diary, okay, and changed the record and generated a new hash. Okay, so what happened? He has made Jack has made a small change in place of 5, it is having 8. This is the change that is made by Jack, and automatically what will happen? What the hash was there associated with the 7th line, okay, that got changed and that has transformed into this. Okay, as we know that hash will be changing for even a minimal change, that has changed. Okay, Bob noticed that somebody has again shifted something. Okay, so he decided to complicate the things. What is the complication? That input whatever the string that will be inputted and gives 10 cons to Mary, it will be having its own hash, right? Now Mary gave 5 cons to Jack, it is having also its own hash like this. Sorry, that is the own hash. So Mary gave 5 coins to Jack. For this particular string, it is having its own hash like this, along with the hash that is associated with the earlier field. What was Anne gave 10 coins to Mary, the respective hash for the previous field that will also be associated with Jack, with this particular string. Okay, that means the concept is like that one string that is having its own hash and the previous string previous strings hashes also be there. Okay, like this you can see. This is 877. You can see this 8789777. That means this hash is the
Yes.
previous hash of this. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Is there any problem?
No, no, no.
Okay. So the point of concern is that one particular string is having its own hash along with the previous field's hash that is with there. Okay. So that means when Jack is trying to change anything, okay, if Jack wants to change anything, no, with by changing this, he will not able to steal the thing. He needs to change to this. When this is to be changed, then again this is to be required to be changed. So like that, one chain continues. Okay, how the hash, even if the hash is by any way tampered by Jack, that will not be possible to change anymore because he needs to change into several places what was earlier. Okay, so this is the idea of blockchain. Okay, so if Jack tries to change the record, he will have to change the hash of the all previous entries. Okay, so that is almost impossible to crack the hash for the whole chain, because for cracking a hash you require some time. For cracking one hash you require some time. It's not that okay, you'll write one code within few minutes or so it will be cracked. It's not like that. It takes some algorithm, it takes some logic to crack, and it's not very easy. And if the hash is with so many bit streams, a hash is having a very larger number of characters, those are there, it is not possible to crack it very easily, right? And along with what is happening, you are having your own hash, along with you are associating the earlier fields hash also. So within a specific time frame, it's really, really impossible to crack both of the hashes, right? So this is the story. So this is the story following which we can find that cracking the material, cracking the data, what is associated in a blockchain, that is actually next to impossible, or it's very hard to be possible, right? Okay, so uh, before going to this, the next part, we can have a little, uh, um, we can have a little, yeah, we should have a video here. Just try to understand where from the blockchain has come.
Imagine that you are a general in the Byzantine army and you're planning to attack an enemy city. You have the city surrounded by several battalions, each of them camped several miles from the other, and each of them led by another general. A coordinated attack on the city from all sides at the same time will be successful, but an uncoordinated attack will likely end in defeat. You have decided to attack at dawn, but you have no walkie-talkies or cell phones, and signals from flags, torches, or smoke could be seen by the enemy. How do you make sure with absolute certainty that all of the other generals reach consensus and all attack together at dawn? You could send messengers on horseback, but what if one of them is captured or killed before delivering the message? You would need to have a reply from each of your generals confirming that they have received your message, which means that they would have to send messengers to you on horseback, but what if they are captured or killed? What if a messenger is captured by the enemy and an imposter messenger with a fake reply is sent back to you? And how do the other generals know that the messages that they received from you are genuine and haven't been intercepted and altered by the enemy? Worse yet, what if some of the other generals are traitors and they send messages back to you confirming that they will attack at dawn when their true intention is to retreat? How can you ever be absolutely certain that all of your battalions will reach consensus and attack simultaneously? Like I said, this problem has remained unsolved for thousands of years, and at its core, it's all about individual parties being able to trust each other directly, no strings attached. Bitcoin claims to have conquered this problem. Now imagine that the battalions are actually computers on a network, and that the generals are copies of a computer program run.
Okay, so let me tell you the actually what is happening here. That in the Byzantine army, which was in history have heard of, that was a very you know that is a very famous army, and they faced one situation. They faced one situation in ancient times, like for winning one specific place, winning one empire. Okay, so the situation was like this. There were four generals in the battalion, and and a coordinated attack. That means one coordinated attack means you need to attack from the four sides at a time. Okay, that is the coordinated attack. If you attack the empire at a time from the four sides, then and only you can win. Otherwise, you cannot. Okay, because they have already experienced that. Suppose an uncoordinated attack, whenever they have gone for, they have actually lost the game, lost the war. Okay. Now the point is, the concern here is to send the information to all the four generals which were there in the four corners of the particular empire. Okay, so the idea is that one general he should send the messages to other three generals, that one specific time frame is given. So on that very time frame, we all will be coordinating and we all will be attacked. We will be attacking from the four different sides. Okay, but at the time you didn't have any so-called devices or gadgets to make people understood, make all the generals understood that okay, what is the exact code, so that everybody able to understand, okay, by dawn or by early morning we are going to attack. Okay, so there are some avenues left, like you can send some messengers to all the generals so that they can understand the message, and they can also be ready for attacking in the early morning. Okay, but what will happen if your messengers whom you are sending to give the information that okay, we'll be attacking at dawn or in the early morning, if the messenger can be trapped, if the messenger uh, can be fired, otherwise the messenger can be uh, sent with some wrong message. Okay, suppose you have written attack at dawn, it is given okay, attack at night. So ultimately, if the message is changing, you can understand the coordinated attack will not be happening. So every general of the four, they should be coordinated coordinatedly, they should be attacking one particular time. So that is to be sent to other three. Okay, so this was the problem. This was the problem that was remained unsolved for hundreds of years. Okay, how the message can be passed so that at one moment of time, every one of us, every one of the generals, they can actually go for go for attack and win the empire. Okay, so from there, from this particular you know logic, the idea of blockchain have come. Okay, so we'll be discussing it very shorter way. We don't have that much time, I understand. Okay, so let me go for this. That in the blockchain, it's basically storing the information of blocks, and each and every block is nothing but it's a virtual container of data. Like if I consider that SBI is the bank where you bank upon, so in the bank that you are the first customer, your data will be kept in a block, and that block will be having the have it, treating as a digital container where all the information that will be saved there. Okay, and those blocks are linked together chronologically. That means the second customer, third customer, like this. The block is uh, the chain is maintained. Okay. Now the thing is, whenever the newer block comes, what will happen? There should be one introducer who will be you know, making the bank aware, okay, I am the person, I am having the account in this particular bank, and he is my known person. Okay, he can also be considered as a member, as an account holder that particular bank, right? So that generally that is the general approach that is being followed in case of any newer account opening. Okay, in the accounting form, in the new application form, actually you need the signature of one known person who is having some account on that particular bank. Okay, but here the concept is something different in blockchain. Okay, as I told you, there were say 10 friends in a classroom. Okay, if a newer person entries in the class and wants to become on that very friend circle, what was 10 in numbers, okay, the 11th person comes. So every one of them or most of them should have the green signal. Okay, this person is not is a genuine person. Okay, okay, he or she can be our friends. So it's like that. So in one particular block, in one particular place, if you have say 10 students or 10 friends are sitting, so if most of them are allowing one person to come, as that is not a person who is not genuine, that is he or she will not be allowed. Okay, if a genuine person comes, then definitely he or she is made welcome to that particular group. So like that, in a banking system, what we have experienced as of now, that was that if you have only one known person, then you are allowed his or her signature is required with your banking application so that he can open the bank account, right? So along with this, uh, yeah, that is required for normal process. And for blockchain, what is there now? It is nothing but you can consider a small group where a number of persons are there, and there is no third party. All the members are associated there, and they will be deciding whether a newer block can be added or not. If there is something problem, that is that block will not be added, and that decision will be taken by the members, those they are present. So almost maximum persons who are associated with that particular group, they will ensure, okay, this gentleman or this particular block that can be entertained with us, that can be associated with us. Okay, so whenever one new information is coming, okay, ultimately what will happen, new block is coming, that block is added with the chain. Okay, I'm not going to that much detail today, as time is a constraint here. I'm going directly to the blockchain now. It says that the chain that will be there, that will be, suppose the chain is of the 10 members. Okay, so newer member comes means most of those 10 members that will be, they will be given green signal to add. Okay, then and only the newer block will be coming. And as I told you, a block is nothing. A block is the digital container where you can save your own data. Okay, so blockchain, it's basically a time-stamped shared ledger technology. We have seen already the diary of Bob. So it's like a diary, okay, and it is time-stamped. Time-stamp means it's hours, minutes, seconds, milliseconds. Those are everything, associated for any transactions or for anything. Or if you consider one banking system also, okay, for any transaction there will be one timestamp at which date, at what time the transaction is made. Okay, so it's basically one laser. It's like a laser, you can see. Okay, okay, now it is actually distributed in the system, in the network. Okay, whenever one change is made, okay, whenever one transaction is made, that will be time stamped always. Time stamp means that timing, date and timing, that must be included whenever that transaction is made. Okay, so the point is, the blocks will be there. Blocks will be containing your information. Each and every block is associated with, say, one person, and it will be having the digital data of your particular, say, bank account or anything, right? Now that will be connected together and that will be time stamped. So you cannot change. You cannot change means, suppose you have made one transaction, say today at 12 noon. Okay, you cannot say, okay, before this transaction I want to add something to the ledger. You cannot say, you cannot do so. Okay, so the transaction at what time it has been done, that will be recorded only. You cannot do transaction in a before entry. You cannot entry beforehand. That is the thing. Okay, suppose you have submitted say 10,000 rupees right now to one bank. Okay, it is not possible to show this, that okay, I want to again submit 500 rupees to this particular bank, uh, okay, at 8 a.m. today, which is already gone. 8 a.m. today is already gone. Okay, so you cannot change it. So real time, whatever the time, that whatever the current time, at that very time only you can do the change, right? So that is the idea of blockchain. It's a time-stamped shared ledger technology. Okay, and you can see here that these are the blocks. You can understand one thing, that block n, this will be having the hash of n minus 1. Okay, block n plus 1 is having its own hash along with the hash of block n. Do you understand? Block n is having its own hash along with the hash of block n minus 1. I have told you already earlier that hash of the own block along with the previous block's hash, that will be associated here. Okay, and that will be made as a chain. I don't know whether you have the idea of linked list or not. This is kind of, you can consider a kind of application of linked list is also associated. Like, yeah, that is associated with blockchain as well. Okay, so let me go for the chronological ledger. You can see that these are the blocks and those are associated. Okay, it's a distributed ledger means, suppose in the network you have 10 hosts. Okay, so everyone can see the ledger. Whatever the entry that is there in the ledger, everyone can see. Okay, and everyone can make entry, but that should be real time. That should be time stamped. Okay, and while anyone is coming to take entry, any one block is coming to entry, you must be sure about that whether that most of the persons associated with most of the blocks, those are given the consents to accept the newer block. Okay, so let me skip some of the things. Okay, how blockchains works? This is the block. Okay, it's a version. The timestamp is written. Hash is there for a particular block. Previous hash is mentioned. So like this, one block is having so many other data that is associated. Okay, I'm not going to this. This will take some time. I'm just going for only the important ones so that you can conclude a little faster. So each block is, you can consider it is having its own data. I've told you that it's a digital container of your own data that will be there, and it will be having one block is having its own hash, along with it will be having the previous block hash of the previous block also. Okay. Now you can say that suppose I am the person who is the first account holder of one bank. So what will be my previous hash? I am the first one. What will be my previous hash? I might have one hash. I can generate one hash for my block. Okay, what will be my previous one? Because no customer is there at previous, because you are the first one. So in that case, what will happen? We can consider that particular block is a genesis block. So one genesis block is the block which is the first block of any blockchain, and that genesis block is having only hash, not any previous hash, because the previous block is not available. So how the question of it comes, the question of previous hash comes. Okay, so hash already you have discussed already. It is having the hash is treating like this. Okay, it can be the fingerprints and all, which are actually different to all everyone. So every person is having the different fingerprints that can be considered also as hash. Okay, and ultimately you are converting it into this string. is like this. This is, you can say that it is like the hash generation. Okay. So as of the previous block, we have already discussed, and that creates the chain. Okay. So one block, it is having its own hash along with the previous hash. That is the way the chain continues. Now this is very important. You see, this is the genesis block. The first block is the genesis block. So its previous is nothing. It is zero. Okay. Now this is the second block. You can see second block is having its own hash 6bq1. Okay, and its previous hash is 1z8 uh, 8f, which is the hash of the first block. For the third block, you see, third block is having its own hash. Suppose 3h4q. Okay, what is the previous hash it is connected? That is the hash of the second block. Okay, 6bq1. Okay, this is the way the chain continues till the end. Okay, now suppose one again coming to connect. So ultimately all the three or most of them, they will be treating whether this block is an infected one or this block is, they'll decide actually whether that block will be allowed or not. Now if the block is tampered, what will happen? Now if the block is tampered, you can see, suppose the hash of the second block is tampered, what will happen? What was 6bq1, that is changed into h62y. Okay, so if this block is tampered, what will happen? Then just next block, it will have a mismatch with the previous hash value. The previous hash value was 6bq1. Okay, 6bq1, but here it will be changed. It has changed into h62y. So this mismatch will happen, right? So the trap, this is the trap actually. This is the trap actually. You cannot tamper it so easily, because if you do like this, ultimately you'll be caught. Okay, so the point is, if you want to change some hash, it actually takes huge time to crack. And along with, if you need to go for changing the previous hashes, it will also take so much time. And every 10 minutes, the entire blockchain is actually refreshed. Okay, so if any problem is happening, that will be actually being caught. See, it is refreshed means the hash will be changed. If the hash will be changed, that within the 10 minutes, it's not possible for a cracker to, or the hacker, or some intruder to change its own hash of one particular block. Okay, when the hash is very larger in particular. Okay, and that can also change the previous hashes of the earlier blocks. Okay, so that's why it is very tough, very tough to go for tampering one particular block, right? So that was the thing. And so one newer block is coming. Ultimately it's not so easy to be tampered. Okay, now as I tell you that it's a distributed in nature. Okay, I'm not going for detail right now. I'm going for just whatever the, yes, this very portion I'm telling you that blockchain uses peer-to-peer network. Okay, and if the newer block is coming, if it tries to be inserted within a block, it is not so easy, because the refreshing is going on. Refreshment, sorry, every 10 minutes your chain is refreshed. And you can see another example, that if a new block is coming, suppose here, so everyone who is associated in the team or in the network, they should have the green signal. Okay, so whenever the green signal is given by this gentleman, green signal is given by this lady, green signal is given, so then and only you can see that particular block, that very block is added here. Green signals are given, so block is added here. Okay, so like that. So it's not so easy because most of the residents of that particular network, they must have they must give the consent, proper consent, so that one block can be added. Okay, so this is basically called as consensus. I'll be telling you some of the examples, like that applications which you have in different places, like say cars. You'll be finding that there is one group of people who wants to change the registration of the car, so to make it suppose one car is say 15 years or of old. Okay, then government says that your car is not healthy enough to uh, run in the on the roads. Okay, so what they do not, they change some of the, they go to the several what should I say, garages. Okay, and they make changes, they make so many changes to make a very good looks. Okay, and they bribe some money to specific places, to some people who are associated with some mischievous job, and they can tamper the data, and it is ultimately shown that your car is not now 15 years old, rather it is might be 5 years old. Okay, so that very tampering happens in India. Corruption is a very, what should I say, corruption is actually the thing. Okay, that is happening everywhere. Okay, corruption is a must nowadays. So to restrict that, what you should do, if the data, if the data of the registration of that particular car or all the cars that can be made into one blockchain, what will happen, as it is time stamped. Okay, you cannot go back and do the changes, right? You cannot go back and take any entry. So whenever your data is once registered, that is registered, right? Now if you want to change, okay, back, I will go to backdate and give uh, something like something mischievous I will do, and I will come back and show the world that okay, I am fine with this car and it is only 5 years of old. Okay, so this is not possible, as everything is time stamped and everything is maintained in block. And if that is everything is maintained in block, the other members of the block, as I told you, it's a distributed channel, distributed in nature. So others who are associated with this, they will not allow you to do. Okay, so this is the way we can apply blockchain here. We can do it in voting system also. Like there was a very a question that has raised while US election. So what you can do now, sometimes you have experienced, some of you have experienced that you are at home, you are preparing to go to go to give your vote on a particular day, right? What exactly happens in some of the cases? In some of the cases, what happens? You are sitting at home, but your vote is given by somebody, right? Okay, so that will not be happening, because the other blocks, they will not let you let others give cast a vote in place of you. Okay, I have told you that everything is known to everyone, right? Now all the persons who are casting votes, everyone is having information of everyone. Everyone is having the information of everyone. Okay, so others will not allow any intruder to go and cast a vote in place of you. That is one thing. And second thing, even if you have given your vote also, okay, your vote can be tampered also nowadays. Okay, that can also be trapped using blockchain. How? Because whenever you have casted your vote, you have one timestamp is written there. Okay, that date, time means time including the milliseconds, and everything is covered. Okay, that is maintained there. Now afterwards, if anyone casts the vote in place of you, okay, if that very particular thing is going to be changed, that information will be recorded current time, as per the current time. So you will ultimately find that you have voted say 10 a.m. Okay, and if the tampering is done, that must have to be done after 10 a.m. anytime 10 a.m. Like 10 point, say 20 minutes, 30 second, 5 milliseconds, whatever. So whatever the tampering that will be happening, the tampering might be done. Obviously, the tampering will be done if at all it is done. That will be done after the time that is registered for you, registered by you. So when you have casted your vote, if any tampering happens, the tampering will be done just after your vote. It cannot be before your voting. Okay, so there are several, you can say, bilateral or multilateral ways how the tampering can be restricted. Okay, okay, so these are the okay, for food industry also we have very important insights, like suppose one Coca-Cola bottle that is that is already already in the market, okay, and the expiry date is 3 months later. Now, if every information of the bottles, every information, say suppose millions of Coca-Cola bottles are made ready and sent to the market, right? Now, every bottle it is have, if it is having the whole data information, whole information of the bottle and who is subscribing it, who is buying it, rather, everything, every details is recorded in blockchain, in the blocks. The advantage what you will get now, he will the company will give the information to the customers. Okay, your expiry date is within 3 days or 4 days. You should have it right now, otherwise it will be wasted. Okay. Otherwise, also, if something after the research or something, if it is seen that some lot of bottles, some of the bottles that has become infected by something, okay, so that bottles are to be taken back from the market to the manufacturing company. So what will happen if the information is properly handled in blockchain? Then what will happen? The messages can be sent to the respective customers, all the shopkeepers, all the shopkeepers, so that the infected bottles can be returned back to the company. So likewise, we can save lives. We can send proper information to everyone, so that people cannot. Sometimes it is a very habit. It has become a habit to some rural, might be some poor people, that if something has wasted also, if something, some food that has got spoiled also, we have we have the tendency, okay, some portion of the fruit that is good, okay, we should go for that one. Okay, that particular portion we should take, another portion will be throwing. Okay, so that tendency or that culture or the tradition that is there for the poor people, because they have no much because they don't have that luxury to spoil the things in that way. So for that only, so we can control all these scenarios. We can give proper information to the person that, okay, your food what is there at your home, you should take it within a particular time frame, otherwise it will be wasted. If some information is sent to that gentleman already, okay, before wasting or before spoiling it, he or she will have it. So like this, and we can control so many millions of foodborne diseases also. Okay, I think that much is fair enough. I'm not going to, there are some advanced topics as well, but I don't want to just delay it. Just take 1 minute to make you understood. These 12 points are very important. Just have a have a look on these 12 points. That will be, I'll just conclude by saying this. A blockchain is a diary you can consider. It's like a spreadsheet of information about all the transactions. Each transaction generates a hash. Hash is a string of letters or numbers. Okay, and transactions are entered in the order in which they occurred. Okay, the hash depends on only transaction, but the previous transactions has well. The previous transaction hash along with its own hash, both are important in one particular block. And even a small change you do, that will be completely generating a new hash. Okay, I told you earlier also that if the hash is being changed, when the hash can be changed, if your data are tampered, the hash will be changed. Okay, and to make sure that the transaction what you are doing, that should be approved by the majority of the nodes. Okay, majority of the residents, that they must be approving that, okay, this is the proper or this is the genuine one, we can include it in our network, right? And these are already okay. And the last one is very important: the blockchain updates itself in every 10 minutes. Now you can understand now, every 10 minutes, if the block is refreshed, okay, it's not update is it's not possible within the 10 minutes. The blockchain can be tampered. It cannot be tampered. Now you have the idea that why the passwords are made after 3 months or so. It is coming to you. Okay, you should change the password, and it should have the numeric one. It should have the some characters, some numeric one, some block letters, some small letters like this. That combination is asked for, because if you give the password in that very way, now it will take at least few months, maybe 1 month or 2 months, to crack it. So it takes that much of time. In some cases, it takes that much of time to crack a simple 8-character long password. So you can understand now what will happen if you have a very larger hash for this as a security, along with one hash along with its previous hash. So it's not at all an easy task to change the entire thing within that 10 minutes time frame. Okay, so this is basically the idea of blockchain. And today we can see the proper example of .NET whenever we are using our WhatsApp groups. If you make WhatsApp groups, what you can do now, if you write something there, that will be shared to everyone who are there in the WhatsApp group, that we have already experienced, right? So that very idea is actually behind blockchain. I have tried to have a glimpse on this. As you know, it's a newer technology. So many things are there. Okay, but it's not the right time to discuss everything. I have tried to make you understood the things very superficial way, and that's all from my end. Thank you so much. Yeah, Professor Mukherjee, I have
Thank you.
completed.
Yes, sir. Uh, Thank you very much, sir.
Uh,
Yes, sir.
okay, so thank you all. And if you have any question, you may ask, or you can.
If you have any question, you can ask. But here I am just observing here. Uh, uh, One question has received from one of the participants that said, "Can digital evolution increase human and animal mortality rate?" And what
Uh,
is process that?
uh, sorry. Could you please repeat?
Sir, can digital evolution increase human and animal mortality rate?
Okay. Okay. See, mortality rate will definitely be increased, because see, uh, today IoT, what I was talking about you, IoT is not restricted to Internet of Things. Rather, it has gone to Internet of Nano Things also. Okay. Say if we can go for nanotechnology, nanoparticle level of your body, okay, so everything can be at our own hand. The doctors, what you see now, the doctors, whatever they do, they work on symptoms, and they prescribe medicines. If you go for nano things now, what will happen? Very from the very scratch level, very, I mean, nano level, scratch level, you can understand. You'll able to understand what is the problem behind the specific disease on a particular person. Okay, so this level research is going on nowadays using Internet of Things, and definitely it will increase the um, mortality, not mortality rate. It will not increase mortality rate. It will decrease mortality rate, provided we must think of the adulteration. We must think of the pollution. If those can be controlled, obviously technology is there nowadays for the boon.
Sir, another question we have received from Siddhartha Chatterjee that what is the actual difference between traditional network communication protocol and IoT based communication protocol? Can we think or implement TCP as IoT protocol? In IoT protocol, connection failure frequently happens. So, how we can overcome this?
Okay, see, the protocols, as everyone understands, it's a set of rules for different purposes. We know the purposes, but IoT-based protocol, see, it happens. It fails. There are so many reasons of failing all this, and we are having some specific works in IoT also, mostly, and the protocols what we use here, those are having some specific uh, jobs, right? In network, we are having the coverage is very high. In networks, the protocols we use, they are so many protocols we can use. But in IoT, this is experimental level. We have some of the protocols like MQTT. There are some of the protocols those are into it, but whether that can be utilized like the TCP and other things, that is, I think this is still in research level because I have not undergone as of now. It might be my limited knowledge. I have not have experienced all these as of now. I think it should be even more advanced to go for all those established protocols. Those are there in computer networks. What you have already experienced.
Another participant has also again asked for the same question. What is the end-to-end protocol in IoT for in case of
See,
SMS? So I think
yes.
you have received your answer, and no other question till now received. If anyone have any question, kindly ask here. If anyone has any question, please ask. You can write your question in the chat box also, or you can directly ask to the sir also. If you have any question, please write it in the chat box or you can ask. Hello? Okay, now if anyone has any question, query, any question, you can mail or you can communicate to the sir. I think if you write in the Google Dr. Anirban Dash, you can get all his details. Otherwise, I am just I am writing here his email ID. So please check whether it is correct.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so you can contact him also, but as the time is
Yeah.
not, actually it's up to 12:30. So again, I am asking you if you have any query, any question, you can ask. Okay, I think no one have any question now. So thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you so much for the patient hearing.
Have accepted
We are
our
patient.
invitation and you have given your valuable time to us. So have given such a nice informative lecture. So thank you very much, sir. And the most important thing is that Sad is from Holdia. So it's quite exciting for our students of Mahishadal Raj College.
For me too. Once I was yeah, at my childhood, I was I don't know whether I should tell it to everyone. I was once the Dawn of Mahishadal, right? Yeah.
So thank you to all the participants and thank you, sir. Now we will meet again at 4 p.m. because we have another session by Dr. Anirban Mitra, Hamid University. So for now, bye. Let us meet at 4 p.m. again. Okay. So thank you, sir, again.
Thank you so much, Anusha ma'am.
Yes,
It was really, it was it's you for what it is possible. And as I told you, Mahishadal is a very, a place of my close to my heart,
Yes,
right?
sir.
Uh, so I can understand. I can see some of the participants are known to me, very very known to me. I can see some of my neighbors are also there. Maybe just next my home, some neighbors are also there. So, anyways, it is very. I'm extremely thankful to the authority and Dr. Anisha for all this.
Thank
Okay,
you.
and
Thank
all the participants especially. Okay.
you. Okay.
Okay. So thank you so much.
So,
So let me leave now.
yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much.
May I leave now, sir? Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. Thank you.
My pleasure, sir. So let us meet at 4 p.m. again. Okay. So thank you. Have a nice day.